Have you guys ever wanted to ask a sex coach a question about sex? Well, here I am. So this is an article from Yahoo that I am reacting to today that I'm going to be answering the 7 most frequently asked questions to sex coaches, because since I'm a sex coach, I'm going to answer these in hopes that some of you guys out there have the same question. Number 1, how do I tell my partner that I've been faking my orgasms without hurting their feelings? And question number 2, along the same lines, how do I stop faking orgasms without offending my boyfriend? Okay, so I think question 2 gets answered by question 1. You have to just talk about it. You have to just confess to it. And it's going to be uncomfortable, and your partner may get upset. And that's the cost of faking orgasms. It is never good to fake an orgasm. So if you haven't faked an orgasm to date, then don't do it, because you're going to have this awkward conversation eventually if you want to have better sex with that person. Sex in a relationship should be 2 people coming together, working together in order to provide the most pleasure they can to their sexual partner. So by faking orgasms, you're basically giving up on that, and you're also assuming that your partner is going to know how to give you an orgasm without your feedback. And then thirdly, you are rewarding behavior that is not necessarily leading you to orgasm. Because orgasms are a reward to your sexual partner. Most people want you to achieve an orgasm. And if it happens by chance, by something that your partner is doing, and then you are faking the orgasm, you are giving them that reward. And it was not earned. And so it's not going to improve your sex in any way. And it kind of goes against the whole working together as a couple thing. Sex is a journey. You have to get to know each other in order to provide the best sexual experiences. In order to have the best sex, you have to get to know that person, because sex is so individually preference based. Everyone likes something a little bit differently, and so you can't go into a sexual experience without knowing that person and just give them orgasms every time. If you do, then you are extremely lucky. So what you need to do is you need to have this conversation and say, look, I want us to have the best sex that we can possibly have in our relationship. And I have to admit that the sex that we were having, although I enjoyed it and I enjoyed these things about it, it wasn't ever going to lead me to an orgasm. And I have been faking orgasms and I feel badly about it. And that is why I'm coming to you confessing that because I feel badly about it, and because I want us to improve the sex we are having. Not just that I want orgasms, I want us to work together in order to have a better sexual relationship. Your partner may feel hurt, they may feel uncomfortable, they may feel badly about that, but you are starting and coming from a place of self-improvement, of improving that relationship. And so they should come around and listen to you and accept that that's been how it is, and it'll make them want to work on it, hopefully, with you. And that's exactly how you stop faking an orgasm. You have that conversation. You say, I may have been faking orgasms in the past. I don't want to anymore. I want to improve the sex we were having instead of me just lying to you about it. I want to actually enjoy it with you because I want our relationship to thrive. I want our relationship to get better. And if you are asking these questions, trying to have a better sex life, then I would think that you would want better sex with your partner, and faking orgasms is not how you're going to achieve that. Anyway, moving on. Number 3, how can I be more comfortable in my body during sex? Insecurity is terrible. It is going to shut down any sexual pleasure that you could have, especially if you are perceiving judgment from your partner, or you think that they are going to see some aspect of your body and not like it, or think that it looks bad, or you yourself are just self-conscious about how your body looks. That is not going to ever be a recipe for good sex. It's going to ruin almost every sexual experience, because you're not going to be able to be present and immersed in that experience and comfortable enough to let go and have an orgasm, or just experience the pleasure that you could experience. So in order to eliminate this, you have to be comfortable, right? You have to know that your partner is not going to judge you. You have to know that your insecurities don't matter to this person. And so it all comes down to partner selection, and it comes down to expressing these things to your partner. Things that you may feel insecure about may not even be on your partner's radar at all. We are all our own worst critics. And the worst thing you can do is just be thinking about these things and have it ruin your sex because of it. If you love this person, if you are truly connected to a person and you pick someone that you are able to feel comfortable with, then those insecurities will go away because you know that they want you. They love you for you. And so partner selection is really important in that. Of course, if you're going out having casual hookups, these things tend to matter more because that person doesn't know that much about you. And so what they do know about you is the surface level things, how you look, how you are behaving with them in those moments. So in order to feel more secure about yourself, more comfortable, it's going to be partner selection. Number 4, what can I do to get my partner to explore other fun sexual options? Example, BDSM. So just like the faking orgasm thing, these are conversations that you need to have. How can your partner know what you want to do, what you want to try, if you don't ask them, if you don't tell them what you want, if you don't put these ideas into their mind? If they are afraid to do these things, if they are kind of shut off or judgmental about these things, then you need to figure this out with them. Figure out smaller steps that you can do that are kind of leading into these more crazier fantasies. So for the BDSM example, maybe have them tie your hands to the bed or wear handcuffs or something like that. Something simple. Put a blindfold on them and do something while they're blindfolded. These small baby steps to kind of get them comfortable with trying these things. But really it's going to come down to communication. Figure out why they don't want to do these things. Is it because they're afraid that they're not going to perform well? Or is it because they're afraid that it's weird? Afraid that they're going to be judged for it? Those are things that you need to broach in conversation and assure them and alleviate as much insecurity or whatever it is that is holding them back. Sex is so much better if you are open-minded, and you need to remind them of that. You never know what you like until you try it, and sex is not an exception to that. Number 5, I can't orgasm at all. Is there something wrong with me? And reading the comment that was given in this article, there is definitely nothing wrong with you. This is super common. Orgasms are 90% mental and 10% physical. And I am shocked when I read that because that is not usually the advice that sex coaches give. That's pretty unique advice and it is exactly spot on. It is something about your comfort level, your ability to be vulnerable in that experience, the stimulation that you are feeling in your mind. Are you present in that experience? Are you immersed? Are you passionate? Are you horny enough? Are you aroused enough? Are you thinking about other things, insecurities, stressors, judgment, anything like that? Are you with someone that you're not comfortable with? All of these factors, all these mental factors are so much more important than what's going on downstairs. And those are truly the things that are holding you back. Sex for women, especially reaching orgasm for women especially, is all about comfort. And that goes again to the partner selection thing and just having sex with someone that you can express yourself with, you feel comfortable in that experience with, and that's going to again be more communication, more talking about this stuff. You gotta talk about sex. You can't just go in blindly. Number 6, how to move past unknown mental roadblocks that make it hard to orgasm with a partner. So it's hard to give advice on unspecific things that are holding you back, but I would refer you to the last question and my answer to that. It's communication, it's being with the right partner, being able to express yourself and being immersed in that experience. It's about comfort. So that's basically how you're going to do it. You're going to have to work these things out through talking with your partner and just getting these things off your chest. And if you're with someone that isn't able to communicate properly with you, that isn't able to help you with these roadblocks, then they might not be the best person for you. What you definitely should not do is what this article recommends, which is watch some porn to keep you focused or listen to an erotic story while you're having sexy time. No. Your partner should be the stimulation that you are getting, not something outside of that. If you need porn to feel stimulated, if you need some sort of erotic story to make you feel stimulated mentally, then there's something wrong with the relationship between you and your partner. There is something your partner is not doing to turn you on. And they need to do that. And you need to tell them that they need to do that. You need to help them learn how to do that. And it's going to be through dirty talking. Usually it's going to be be kind of a sexual atmosphere that you set. So are they being dominant? Are they being controlling? Maybe they have to be degrading to you. Maybe they have to be extremely loving to you. You need to figure these things out, and you need to tell your partner. And that's how you're going to move past these things and have better sex because of it. Number 7, and the final question for this article: how do you deal with extraordinary clitoral sensitivity? So yeah, if your clitoris is too sensitive, it can be painful, it can be bad. And then if you have someone going to town down there, it hurts instead of feels good. And so you're going to need to do more indirect clitoral stimulation. Maybe it's the palm of their hand against your clitoris rather than their tongue going crazy around it or their fingers going crazy around it. Maybe it's just their body rubbing up against it. You just need to try different things. The thing about physical stimulation in these types of questions is that they are all going to be personal preference based because everyone is different. Some people might have this extreme clitoris sensitivity, and then other people might not. You just have to really kind of figure out what works with you, what works for you, and you need to tell that to your partner and have them do that. And that's just going to be how it is. Indirect stimulation is probably going to be the best for you. Maybe even put a layer between the stimulation and your clitoris. Like do stuff over top of your underwear or whatever it is. Figure this stuff out. The other thing I will say with physical things, if stuff is painful, if stuff is too stimulating or it feels off maybe, that could be a medical issue, so you need to consult someone on that. Not a sex coach, a doctor. Anyway, those were the 7 most frequently asked questions to sex coaches. I just spent a lot of time going over these. Hopefully it helped some of you guys out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something, and I hope you can go out there and have better sex and better sexual relationships because of it.